Okay, welcome. I call to order the Upper Moreland Township regular meeting for May 5th, 2025. Please join me in a moment of silence. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pat, could you please take roll?
Yes. Ward 1.
Present.
Ward 2.
Present.
Ward 3.
Present.
Ward 4.
Present.
Ward 5. Ward 6.
Present.
Ward 7.
Present.
Commissioner, all of the commissioners are here this evening with the exception of Commissioner McFatridge. Township Solicitor and Township Manager are also present.
Thank you. First on the agenda, I make a motion to approve the conditional appointment of Michael Daly as a police cadet. Such appointment is conditional upon the successful completion of the medical and psychological examination. The conditional appointment is also based upon the successful completion of the Temple University Police Academy and passing the Municipal Police Officers Education and Training Commission's certification examination. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any commissioner comments? Any public comments? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes. Next, there's a motion I make a motion to approve the conditional appointment of Michael Capobianco as a probationary police officer. Such appointment is conditional upon the successful completion of the medical and psychological examinations.
Second.
Thank you. Any commissioner comments? Any community comments? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next on the agenda is commendations. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Bendig.
Good evening. This evening I'm joined by command staff here, Lieutenant Ruddle and Lieutenant Kelly. It's my pleasure this evening to come to you tonight to do some commendations for our officers. This evening the department would like to recognize several members of our department for their exceptional performance and commitment to public safety in our community. The police department has chosen May as the time to recognize our officers' outstanding police work to align with National Police Week, which begins this coming Sunday, May 11th. National Police Week is observed in the United States to honor law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. The first award tonight is unit commendation. I'd ask Detective Sergeant Todd Smith, Detective Mike Davido, Detective Mark Bolden, and Officer Preston Moore to step forward. On April 6, 2024, Officer Preston Moyer, on routine patrol, stopped a suspicious vehicle leaving the Spring Hill Suites parking lot. Further investigation resulted in the driver being arrested on an outstanding warrant. Shortly after the incident, a 911 call was received from the staff of the Spring Hill Suites regarding a found firearm in a hotel room. The firearm, which was illegal and had an obliterated serial number, was found in the room of the individual whom Officer Moyer had just arrested. Detective Sergeant Smith, Detective Mark Bolden, and Detective Mike Davido initiated an investigation into the incident, processed the hotel room for evidence, obtaining photographs and conducting interviews with numerous individuals associated with the hotel room. The firearm was submitted to the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network for testing and examination. The examination resulted in the driver being charged with possession of the firearm. Additionally, the firearm was tied to 3 shootings in the city of Philadelphia, thus providing critical investigative intelligence. It is requested the board commend these officers for the proactive and thorough investigation, which resulted in the arrest of a dangerous offender, the removal of an illegal weapon from our community, and the discovery of critical evidence in another investigation. Gentlemen, congratulations. Standing work. Sir, standing work. Excellent job. Despite the tired, still be winning. Thanks, you. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll do a picture with everyone afterwards, if that's okay. That'd be best, okay. Our second is a unit commendation. I would ask Sergeant James Robb, Detective Sergeant Todd Smith, Detective Frank Gallagher, Detective Vincent Small, Detective Mark Bolden, and I know he's not here, but our former retired officer Joe Stauffenberg was also involved in this as well, had an integral part of it. During the early morning hours of August 21st, 2024, officers were called to a residence in Upper Moreland Township for a report of a theft from a vehicle. Sergeant James Robb arrived in the area and observed several subjects exiting a vehicle and fleeing on foot. Sergeant Robb pursued one subject, locating him hiding under a vehicle. The subject was placed into custody. A short time later, Officer Joe Stauffenberg conducted a traffic stop of a vehicle a short distance away, occupied by 4 additional subjects who all resided out of state. During the initial investigation, it was discovered that they were all involved in a series of theft from vehicles within our township. All 4 subjects were placed into custody and their vehicle was impounded. Detective Sergeant Smith, Detective Frank Gallagher, Detective Mark Bolden, and Detective Vincent Small assisted with the investigation. Interviews were conducted and evidence from the subjects and vehicles was collected. A search warrant was also executed on the subject's vehicle, resulting in the recovery of a stolen firearm as well as property. In total, 13 vehicles were entered by the subjects that evening. The 5 subjects were charged with multiple counts of theft and related offenses. This investigation determined that these subjects had also repeatedly victimized other jurisdictions within the Philadelphia metropolitan area with thefts from and of vehicles. It is requested the Board of Commissioners commend these officers for their exceptional police work and teamwork, which resulted in the arrest of 5 subjects for thefts and related offenses throughout our community. Again, congratulations. Well done. Thank you. Sir, well done. Thank you very much. Come on back. This next is a commendation from her for Detective Mark Bolden. In October of 2024, the Federal Bureau of Investigation contacted the Upper Moreland Township Police Department, providing information regarding a local high school student who had been identified as having radical ideologies, including providing bomb-making information to other individuals and making veiled threats regarding the commission of school violence at a future event. Detective Mark Bolden was assigned to the case and immediately initiated an investigation, which included conducting surveillance, filing of search warrants, and working with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. On December 20th, 2024, a search and arrest warrants were executed, resulting in the arrest of the student for terrorism and causing or risking a catastrophe. It is requested the board commend Detective Mark Bolden for his diligence and thorough investigation, which resulted in the arrest of a dangerous offender. This one's pretty easy. Sick of seeing me yet? Congratulations, excellent job. Sergeant Robb, come on back up here. This is an official certificate of commendation for Sergeant James Robb. On November 21st, 2024, Sergeant James Robb was awarded the 2024 DUI Top Gun Award by the Pennsylvania Driving Under the Influence Association at their annual training conference. The association awarded Sergeant Robb the Top Gun Award to honor his outstanding efforts in combating impaired driving. This recognition celebrates Sergeant Robb's exceptional dedication to identifying and apprehending individuals driving under the influence, contributing to safer roadways in our community. This award highlights Sergeant Robb's productivity in DUI arrests, his commitment to public safety, community well-being, and reducing accidents and fatalities caused by impaired driving, thus acknowledging his role in making a meaningful impact on preventing DUI-related tragedies. It is requested the Board of Commissioners commend Sergeant James Robb for his dedication and commitment to making our community and roadways safer. Thank you, sir. Okay, this is the last one, so I know you want to move along, but this is a human commendation. Lieutenant James Kelly, Sergeant Cador could not be here tonight, Sergeant Tim Lynch, have him step up here. Detective Mark Bolden, Officer Joseph Hallaber, Officer Andrew Meisner, who could not be here tonight, Officer William Nagy, Officer Kevin Kramer, and Officer Mark Woltemy. On January 14th of 2025, officers were called to a residence in Upper Moreland Township after receiving a report from Montgomery County Probation. The subject, under the court supervision, was acting erratically and threatening family members. Officers arrived on location to learn that the subject had struck several family members with a hammer and attempted to run over another with his vehicle. A criminal investigation was initiated, including tracking the subject's location via his phone. Officers were able to trace the subject traveling in his vehicle on York Road. Officers located the vehicle and attempted to make a traffic stop. The subject failed to yield to the officers. Due to the nature of the crime committed and the violent behavior of the subject, a vehicle pursuit was initiated. Officers pursued the vehicle, culminating only after the subject pulled into a parking lot of a business on Maryland Road. Officers approached the vehicle and ordered the subject to exit. The subject refused to exit his vehicle, choosing to accelerate while attempting to place his vehicle into drive. Officers were able to force entry into the vehicle, remove the subject, and take him into custody without further incident. The subject was charged with multiple counts of aggravated assault and related offenses. It is requested the Board of Commissioners commend these officers for their outstanding judgment, resolve, and teamwork, which resulted in the arrest of a dangerous defender. That's all we have, so if you'd like everyone to come on, we'll take a picture with the group, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, congratulations to each of you. This was good. It gives us a little bit of an idea of all you do every day to keep our community safer. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so how are we doing this? What's the best way to go? Okay, how we do? Help Mr. Whiting out. I got it.
Because that would just take forever. Oh my goodness. Seriously, I might get on a chair. Who's gonna support me here? Yeah, you might need to stand me up on this chair. Okay, hold the hammer. I'm gonna climb up. Okay, stay there. Here we go. I'm up. Hold on a second. Oh wow, there we go. Oh man. We gotta take a few. All right, I think I got it. Yeah. Here we go. Where you at? Any more? Do we need to separate? No, we'll just come outside. You good? Yeah, we'll go out. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I really needed a chair.
It really is interesting to hear what the things that go on. It's scary, but it's good to know. Thank you.
39, right? 39. X is 39. Got it.
Nobody ever stays.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I make a motion to open public hearing number 1973, continued from April 7th, 2025, to receive public comments regarding the conditional use application for 91 North York Road submitted by JERC Partners 39 LLC and JG Petrucci Company to convert approximately 9,000 square feet of space on the second floor originally designated for medical office use to 10 one-bedroom and studio apartments for an overall total of 285 apartment units. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'll turn it over to Alex, although I wanted to mention one thing first. I am going to recuse myself from this decision. My son has a business relationship with the company that owns the entity that is the applicant and the property owner. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Lockhart. So as our new practice here in Upper Moreland, we had on April 7th, the initial conditional use application for this property. And at such time, the counsel for the applicant essentially had put in all of his evidence and testimony into the record. We continued the hearing rather than close it so as to afford you as the commissioners an opportunity to review the draft decision in order that was prepared, to also review the transcript of that record, and to give all of the parties a second opportunity to have any comments on the contents of the application and or for the counsel here to present any additional evidence that he believed would be helpful for the decision. So at this time, I'll turn it over to counsel to inquire if he has any additional comments or evidence that he'd like to put into the record.
Good evening, folks. First of all, it's a pretty impressive police force you have there. Congratulations on that. If I were inclined to go to crime, I don't think I would do it here, frankly. Yeah, so we presented last month, I think it was April 7th. And I think you know the gist of the application. We just want to put 10 apartments in 9,000 square feet on the second floor where there is medical office today. It's designated for medical office today. We've tried for the better part of 6 years to market that property, to lease that property, and had no success. And so we're proposing to convert that into 10 apartment units, all singles. And we're here to answer any questions the board might have, the public might have, but I think as your solicitor mentioned, I think we put in the evidence that we needed to satisfy the criteria for conditional use at the April hearing.
Thank you.
Sure.
Are there any commissioner comments? Okay, hearing none.
I have a question. Whoops, sorry.
No, we've got one. Go ahead.
Yeah, how exactly did you market?
I brought the right gentleman to answer that question.
Thank you.
Peter Pohl.
P as in Peter, O-L-T as in Tom. Polt. We use several brokerage firms, including Avison Young, CBRE, and Cushman and Wakefield, and maybe one other over this period of time. We were successful in leasing the top floor to Jefferson Medical, and we're hoping that they would take more space as a natural expansion, but that hasn't happened. And we've continued to list it with a brokerage firm to date and still have not been successful over the last 6 years.
Has there ever been any retail establishment anywhere on that property?
There's been no retail.
Okay, that's it.
Are there any other commissioner comments? Okay, are there any other public comments? All right, going once. All right, hearing such, I would entertain a motion to close the hearing.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, the hearing's closed. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda, public comments for non-agenda items only. Okay. Oh.
Hello, Sandra Richmond, 1505 Sycamore Avenue. Want to talk about the traffic discussions that you've had previously and bring up a new area that really needs to be looked at in the township, and that is the York Road corridor. I know there's been police presence for the game, and thank you for that. That was that was a great step in the right direction, the Little League game at Fair Hill and York Road. But there's a larger issue that's happening in that area, and I'd really like to add this to your portfolio of roads where speeding is a problem and there's a danger. So on York Road, there is no traffic light between, I won't get the exact streets right, but definitely starting at Lincoln, there's no traffic light down all the way to Fitzwatertown-ish. Not Fitzwater, yeah. So there's a long stretch, and kids are going to school, to and from school, crossing York Road. And there's a lot of speeding traffic, and also because of the hilly nature of the road, it's very difficult for traffic, even people who are wanting to do a good job driving down the road at speed limit. It's even difficult for them sometimes to see that someone is trying to cross the street at some points. And then we have the people who are speeding, adding to that, which is creating quite a dangerous situation. Game day for the Little League is another part of that, where people are coming to the games and they're needing to park across York Road and then walk across York Road down Fair Hill to the games. And it's a real mess trying to get across the street, and it's very dangerous. And of course, a lot of children are coming to those games and going across the street. So that's a big issue. But we also have we have a couple other issues, but traffic-wise, the streets that are perpendicular to York Road going between York and Easton are becoming fairways to get between York Road and Easton. And many neighbors have brought up this issue to me, that there are a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and cars are speeding through their residential streets. And it's become a major danger in that whole area, Lincoln, Crown, Sampson, that's all I can name. But it's those streets that are perpendicular to York. And then You have school traffic also, parents picking kids up from school, going across York Road and, into the neighborhood. So it's become a major issue for people living in that neighborhood. I've heard this concern over and over again. And then there's also the school zone on York Road, which I've heard there is also a situation where not everyone is minding the 15 miles an hour school zone, at the time when they should. So it's a whole region of issue where we have a lot of speeding and a lot of safety issues, and something's got to be done to calm it down. There have been numerous suggestions. So, such as putting a light, a crosswalk, having increased police presence, speed bumps on the residential streets, et cetera. So I'd like to put this all into the bucket for discussion. And, particularly York Road, that's not Upper Moreland, but you have other roads where you're going to need to, talk regionally about what can be done. So I'd like to bring that up.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. There's an additional issue, and that is on Fair Hill. Not only is there the danger during game day for trying to cross York and all the traffic on the other side. There's been as we all know, the parking is very difficult there, and there's been a lot of spillover issues from the game into the neighborhood, and the parking, people are coming to the games and blocking driveways and that sort of thing. Residents that I've talked to are asking to increase enforcement in the area for parking and blocking driveways. There are other issues like noise with the loudspeakers. Apparently, there was supposed to be only adults using the loudspeaker, and that's not what's happening. So a number of issues where the neighborhood is getting negative consequences for living on that street. Kids out in the street, again, unsupervised all through the neighborhood, and doing what unsupervised kids do, and things like that. And so some of the neighbors have told me that the previous president of the Little League was a little bit more open to working with the neighborhood to create a balance for some, standards for being neighbors in the neighborhood with the people who are living there. And they'd like to see that same sort of give and take with the president of the Little League, and a little bit more enforcement from the police for the parking issues and also the behavior that's taking place in the neighborhood. So I wanted to bring that up.
Thank you, Sandra. Chief Bendig is in the back, so he directly heard all your comments. Do you want to make any comments now?
I will. I live in Ward 3. I was at the opening of Little League this year. And yes, the crossing of York Road was brought to Chief Bendig's attention. And this past Saturday, he had a car out there.
I saw that.
And we appreciate that because he acted quickly. And as far as the current president of Little League, no one approached me when I was out there or the Little League president about these concerns. Well, I'm sure if questioned or talked to, the president of Little League would act accordingly, because it's been a fixture in the community for years. And the safety factors has always been there, but like we said before, York Road is a state highway. It is a state highway, and it's been brought to my attention and every other people's attention that a light situation is something which the state frowns upon, but there are flashing lights, especially during the school time, on York Road, and numerous times, if you happen to drive past her, or for a person with sight vision, I see the police pulling the people over every morning they get up because of the traffic. Traffic is a problem, and I have addressed this with Chief Bennett and with his former commissioner of the police. We talked about this, and the township is aware of it. And if more needs to be done, I'm sure Chief Bennett will do it. But as far as the health, safety, and welfare of the children of this area, that is the paramount, and this is what we try to strive for, that. And yes, we've been fortunate, no one's been hit. But more importantly, we strive to make sure that no protection and that the speed limit is observed. Thank you. As the current commissioner of Ward 3, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll take a look at these things. We are aware of some of the concerns that have been mentioned by you. We'll take a look at the parking issues by the Little League field, also look at some of the side traffic on York Road. I did do a quick analysis. Our traffic stops are up 47% compared to this time last year. So the officers are proactively enforcing these areas. I'm very happy to say that, but we'll continue to look and see if there's any ways that we can continue to work on that, as well as also, look at some different improvements. But as the commissioners have all said, we unfortunately, we're in a bit of a quandary because this is a PennDOT road. So any type of major, any type of attempt to mitigate some of these issues is going to have to, unfortunately, to work with PennDOT.
Right.
They're not always as willing and able to help us out in those areas. But again, I note it, and I'll continue to work with our traffic safety unit, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I know that York Road is PennDOT, and some of the other roads that have been discussed also fall under PennDOT. And so I think we can add this to the list when approaching PennDOT about what can be done.
Very good. I'll speak with the traffic safety unit, and we'll have a conversation. We'll see if we can get PennDOT on board.
Right. And then the side streets, again, I know the street that I live on has always been an offender for an area for people speeding through, to cut through. And I know that every now and then it ratchets up and we get some police presence, some more police presence there. We always have police, but some more focused police presence, and that helps calm it down for a while. So, that's something that can be done, and
We'll work on it.
yeah.
Not
All
a
right,
problem.
thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay, and there's one other issue with the baseball field, and that is the lights are shining into a couple neighbors' houses, the lights on the field, and that they're requesting that those lights be looked at and turned down a bit more down to the ground.
Have they talked to the Little League group about the lights? Because that would be the first line, that's who they should approach first.
Well,
They own that field, they own the lights.
Right, okay. The neighbors told me that, that they have asked many times, and there has been no action.
Well, this is
So-
the first
What are you
I've heard
requesting the
that.
board to do? That's my question.
I can reach out to the Upmore Little League president and speak with them directly. I don't know if, with the amount of winds that we've had over the last few months, if some of those lights have shifted. We can talk to Little League about it. There are companies that will come out for a fee and re-aim the lights if that's required. So I will reach out to the Upmore Little League to see if they can look into that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for your concerns.
Thank you. I appreciate you listening, most of you. Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, I make a motion to accept the treasurer's activity report for April 2025. Are there any comments on the report from the commissioners? Community? Okay, all in favor of accepting the report, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the report is accepted. Next, make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for April 7th, 2025.
Second.
Any commissioner concerns or comments on the minutes? Community? Okay, I make, all in favor of accepting the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved. Next, committee recommendations. First up is Community Development Committee with Commissioner Mullen.
So the committee recommends the Board of Commissioners take the action on the following. We have a zone board meeting hearing on May 8th at 7 p.m. What that meeting will revolve around is in the attachments. So we want a motion to approve the right-of-way agreement with Pennypack Ecological Restoration Trust pedestrian crossings.
Second. Any commissioner comments? Community? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
All right, motion to approve the authorization to advertise a public hearing, amendments to the zoning ordinance number 1754.
Second. Any commissioner comments? Community comments? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to approve the bid award for Route 611 to 63 traffic signal system upgrades.
Second. Are there any commissioner comments? Community comments? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to approve Resolution R 2025-11, approving the removal of the property located at 3110 Davisville Road from Upper Moreland Township Historical Resource Inventory.
Second. This, just like all the others were discussed at committee meetings. Are there any commissioner comments? Community? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And motion to approve conditional use decision in order for 91 North York Road submitted by Jerk Partners 39 LLC and JG Petrucci Company Incorporated to convert 9,000 square foot of space on the second floor originally designated for medical office use to 10 one-bedroom studio apartments for overall total of 285 apartment units.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any commissioner comments? Community comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I oppose.
And I recuse. Motion passes.
Oh, that's it for community development.
Thank you. Next up, Public Health and Safety Committee, Commissioner Benvenuti.
At this time, the Public Health and Safety Committee has no business to report before the board at this time.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, that was Commissioner Whiting. Next, the Finance and Administration Committee, Commissioner Olszewski.
Thank you. At this time, the committee recommends the board take action on the following. The first is appointments. The appointment of Anthony J. Trophy to the Parks and Rec Council for a term expiring December 31st, 2025.
Second. Any commissioner comments? Community? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Appointment passes.
Next, list of bills payable, beginning with check number, or general fund check number 143995, ending with check number 144298 for a total of $1,446,082.18. Escrow fund check starting with check number 9887, ending with check number 9913 for a total of $13,839.54. And liquid fuel fund checks beginning with check number 3185, ending with check number 3189 for a total of $41,341.51.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any commissioner comments? Community? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, the bills are approved.
All right, next is a motion to approve the amendment for CHA Consulting Construction Manager Agreement for the township building renovations.
Second.
Thank you. Again, it was discussed at length in committee. Are there any commissioner comments? Community? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
All right, and on to new business. The first item is the motion to approve Resolution R 2025-9 to approve capital improvement funding source.
Second.
Thank you. Any commissioner comments? Community? Or always you too, Pat? You also always, if you have any comments. Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Next, motion to approve Resolution R 2025-10, authorizing notice bidders for the sale of surplus vehicles.
Second.
Okay, any commissioner comments? Community comments? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And the final item is the motion to approve the agreement with Clifton Larson Allen LLP Audit Services.
Second? Any community?
Second.
Thank you. Any community comments? Commissioner comments? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
And that's it for the Finance and Administrative Committee.
Okay, next on the agenda is the Parks and Recreation Committee, Commissioner Skull. Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Benvenuti. Sorry.
It's all right.
It's you now. I had you on the wrong committee.
No worries. The committee does not have any recommendations for the Board of Commissioners at this time.
Thank you. And any commissioner comments, other comments?
We want to make note next Monday. We have all 4 groups talking.
Thank you. All committee meetings next Monday. Anything else? Okay. We're adjourned.